All right, we are back on the Young Turks. Last night on the Democratic National Convention, two interesting things happened, other than what I told you in the last segment, which was, of course, all scintillating. Number one, we had drama over the platform and Villaraigosa. I'm going to get to that in 1 second. And number two, of course, we had Bubba. And Bubba will take some time with. He had some terrific lines. Let's start with the platform. So there was some drama regarding the Democratic platform because they had changed three things that caught the attention of the conservatives and they lost their minds. One was about Israel and Hamas. So point one was, and I'm way oversimplifying here, but they had a statement in there about Hamas can't be dealt with at all. Bad Hamas, bad Hamas. And they took that out. Now, I don't know why they took it out, but they should take it out. Hamas was the elected leaders of the Palestinian people. We're the ones who forced that election in the first place. George W. Bush said, you gotta have an election, you gotta have an election. Hamas won, I hate that election. I don't want to deal with your government. Okay, so, look, there's a lot of governments we don't agree with. We gotta deal with them anyway. Point number two is they said, they used to say in the platform, Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. They took that out because they didn't want to get involved in negotiating in the Middle East inside the Democratic platform. People lost it. Like, how could you do this? Obviously, Jerusalem should be the capital. Even though actually every president, Republican and Democrat, that comes in and goes, yeah, I know I said Jerusalem should be the capital, but it turns out that's really kind of a bad idea because that would actually blow up the peace negotiations. So let's not do that yet. So why bother having it in the platform? Okay. Number three is God. At some point, there was a phrase about God-given, and they took that out, and then conservatives lost it. Now, when conservatives lose it, what happens? Democrats backpedal. Now, normally that's what happens. In this campaign, it hasn't been happening that much. Here, they backpedaled, and in a really funny way. So they go to get this all approved by a vote among the delegates, and it doesn't turn out the way they wanted. This is really funny. Let's watch.
Two important matters related to our party's national platform. As an ordained United Methodist minister, I am here to attest and affirm that our faith and belief in God is central to the American story and informs the values we've expressed in our party's platform. In addition, President Obama recognizes Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, and our party's platform should as well.
Hearing none, the matter requires a two-thirds vote in the affirmative. All those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed say no. In the opinion of the... Let me do that again.
Fail.
All of those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed say no.
Fail. Oops. What do I do now?
I guess...
This is a great moment.
And then you've got to let them do what they're going to do.
I'll do that one more time. All those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, two-thirds have voted in the affirmative. The motion is adopted, and the platform has been amended as shown on the screen. Thank you very much.
That was awesome. That was just a crystal clear moment where the establishment goes, yeah, all you meddlesome people with your votes. They needed a two-thirds clearly saying aye. Did you see a two-thirds clearly saying aye there? It seemed like the no's were even louder than the ayes. And I love the way he got flustered. He's like, what am I supposed to do? And somebody comes up and reassures him, we're going to do what we're going to do, okay? And he's like, oh, yeah, let me do that again. Oh, yeah, it looks like the ayes have it. Okay, nonsense. The ayes did not have it. So the Hamas part is still out, but the two things they were voting on there were Jerusalem and God, and they're put back in. And let's just talk for a second about how goofy the Republicans are. Really? God is keeping score of how many times it's mentioned in the different platforms? He's like, oh, the Republicans got me in there 14 times. Man, I really like the Republicans. I think they're good guys. What? The Democrats took out the word God-given? No, that's it. I'm smiting him. Smite. You think God is that petty? He's reading your platform and deciding who he likes more? Like, you think he's a third grader? Well, I like Susie. She mentioned me more than Sally. How little you think of God. And then the Republicans also out today saying, like, can you believe they ignored their own delegates? Now, anybody remember this moment over a Ron Paul issue when John Boehner came up to take a vote just last week? Watch.
Without objection, the previous question is ordered. The question is on the adoption of the resolution. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, no. Any other chair, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
That's awesome. And those guys turn around today and say, can you believe they didn't listen to their own delegates? And then afterwards there was booing. As if it didn't just happen last week at the Republican convention. They're amazing. And the most telling part out of all of this is how little either party cares about what those guys on the floor think. A decision is made behind doors, and that's the decision that's going to be. And who gives a damn what delegates and voters and regular people think? The establishment has made up their mind already.